What's going on, my good people out there in social media world? It's your boy Daryl Boyles, man. Tonight we're not doing dollar discussions, but we're gonna do an online workshop, man. I just felt so good about the Million Man March, and it's like a way for me to say thank you, and share some good information, some good content, man. I put a good PowerPoint together for you all, man. I put in some hours for this, me and the wife. So I definitely hope you enjoy it, man. For those of you who don't know me. You're gonna get to know me tonight, know a little bit about me, what it is that I do, and what I and for stay to the end. I got a special offer for everybody who decides to stick it out to the end. But yeah, man, just hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe. COVID still is a thing. Plus a lot of a lot of social injustice still going on. So please, stay safe. Definitely stay prayed up. Continue to be great. But without further ado, man, let's get to it. All right. So tonight we're gonna talk about how to make, manage, and maximize your money. We're gonna talk about that dollar bill tonight. All right. A lot of people like to shy away from it, but that dollar bill is a mighty thing. All right. So let's go. So like I said, today what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about making money. We're gonna talk about how to manage it. We're going to talk about how to maximize it. And I'm also going to give you all some additional resources. All right. Cool. So my money story, right? So when I before I got started, before I wanted to get started, in personal finance, I was, struggling like the everyday person, living paycheck to paycheck. Studies show that 8 out of 10 Americans is living paycheck to paycheck, regardless of income. They're still living paycheck to paycheck. So my score at one point was in the 400s. So it's nothing. There's no credit that nothing you can tell me about your finances that I can judge you from, because I've been there. My score was in the 400s. I didn't have any savings, no savings. Pretty much, soon as it came in, it went out. I wasn't a homeowner. I was renting at the time in a small apartment. I mean, small. It was a small apartment, but I liked it. But the wife, before she was the wife, she told me she would never move in there with me. So I had to do some things different. The car I was driving was on its last leg. It's a Nissan 240SX, and I still love my baby. I'm after I get a couple more dollars, we're gonna get it back on the road. All right. So that was my struggle. That was how I started out. Struggling like the majority of people, like the everyday person is struggling. So what did I do? I met a guy, and he was my landlord at the time. I'll talk about it in the book. But I had me and the wife went up there, sat down with him and his wife, and we basically talked about money. We had a heart to heart about money. But what it is, like I might have known a thing or two about finances, but what happened to me during that conversation or during that time, like I realized that, hey, wait a minute, it's possible for me to make more money, to have a better chance at personal finances, to have a leg up. So after that, I just started digging. I started researching, studying, learning. So, just years. It took me years to learn different concepts to see what will work for me in my situation, or people in my situation, because a lot of the financial gurus that's out there, when I would listen to them, they weren't really talking to people I felt like were like me or in my situation. Like a lot of them were talking about how to diversify your portfolio, and I was more so on, well, how can I save $500? How can I get out of paying payment arrangement to payment arrangement? Can we talk about that? But I noticed a lot of people weren't really catered to that. So I wanted to talk to the everyday person. All right. So what I did, I'm share with you some things, but I built built the savings, built some emergency funds, rainy day fund. I fixed my credit myself. I did have a company at one point, but that didn't go well. So that's why I'm not a really big fan of credit repair companies. I'm more so on the, you can do it yourself. But we'll talk more about that later. So far, me and the wife paid over 80K in debt, and it's not frivolous debt. Like we're paying off like loans, like student loans, some money on student loans. We had a mortgage we're knocking down. We had car notes, credit cards. So it's not, don't think we out there living frivolous, but we paid over 80K in debt so far. Now we're homeowners, have equity in our homes. That's an amazing plus for me, especially, with me getting my house. I had to save like 15 here, 20 here. I had to figure out ways to save up my own 3.5% to get the money down. And I had to get my credit to a point where I can buy on my own because I didn't have a cosigner. Also, I practice these financial fundamentals to the point where I was able to start my own business and go full time up until the point where I sold it. I did that for 2 years. And it's just less financial stress and you get more of a peace of mind. Like the more money I had, I noticed I got a lot better sleep. And you notice like the broker you are, the easier it is to get you frustrated. And just think about somebody that don't really have no money. It could be yourself or it could be a friend. This person it doesn't take much to it doesn't take much to get them frustrated. So definitely just take my word for it. The more money you got, the seems like the better sleep you can get. So like I said, I'm an author. One paycheck at a time, financial solutions for everyday people. This book was a testament to the everyday person, man. That book is in every time zone in the US. I'm still waiting on my first order so I can say I done went overseas. The book went overseas. I had opportunities to go to the various high schools, teach high school students personal finances. You see me, that's the Black Expo. Mr. Darren, he's in the bottom right corner with the burgundy shirt. And of course, to my left, Mr. E.T. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. I was able to give him my book. He's a big mentor to me. And just to have him, just to hand him my book, that was a plus. But definitely, if you haven't, please check the book out. I've heard very, very, very good things about it. Speaker, I speak. Like I said, I've been through all out the state in South Carolina. Looking to start hitting more states in South Carolina until COVID came, but we're gonna still get them back out there. You see me in the different high schools. I'm at the Black Expo teaching adults. I do churches, nonprofits. Also, last week I had the opportunity to speak at the Million Man March. That was phenomenal. That was like 3,000 people out there. And that was a very, very well receptive time. People loved my speech. I had 2 minutes, so I know I had to hit it hard. That's on Facebook if you want to check that out, or if you want me to reach out to me to come speak to your organization. Definitely, I love the opportunity to make that happen. A lot of y'all know I do dollar discussions every week on Facebook and now YouTube, Facebook and YouTube live every week. We talk about a different finance topic. Been doing this for over a year for free. So I definitely have a heart for my people. I want to see people win financially. Like that living in that poverty or close to poverty sucks. Like it sucks big time. I shouldn't say suck, but it sucks. So I want to do as big a job as I can possibly to help as many people as I can, improve their finances. And that's what I'm about. I'm about that life right now. All right, so let's get to it, man. Without further ado, let's get to it. We're gonna talk about a 3-step formula tonight. First step is gonna be make. We're gonna make this money, create new streams of income, and just take peace of mind to the bank. It's a different feeling when you walking into an institution where you're legit. All right, then we're gonna talk about it's not just about making it, but can you manage it? It's not what you make, but it's what you keep. It's what you can manage. So we're gonna manage that money so we can get more stress out your life. And we're gonna talk about different ways to maximize it. We want to grow your money. All right, we want to grow your money to the point where you're not feeling overwhelmed with financial issues. All right, I'm not gonna keep y'all on tonight. So let's get to it. Make more money. First off, one of the things you need to realize about making more money is that you need multiple streams. Multiple streams of income. You cannot have just one stream of income in the year 2020. It does not work like that. Maybe your grandparents could do one stream, but not us. First reason why is you're not getting paid enough. Whoever's watching this, I don't know what you do professionally, but chances are if you are not in the top position like a manager or owner, your income is low. Your income is not what it could be. And this is studies. Various studies are showing this. All right, studies are showing If your position isn't at the top of the company structure, your income is low. I know that. So whatever it is you do, it's safe to say that you aren't getting paid enough. All right. Also, y'all can talk to me in the comments. Say what's up to me, man. Y'all can talk to me in the comments. Let me know who I got out there watching. Reason number 2, personnel issues. You can lose your job based off of someone not liking you, not off of your job performance. All right. So you can be at a job, get into it with a manager, and you can lose your job because of that. Just because that manager doesn't like you, or even a coworker might not like you, or maybe you looked at the owner the wrong way, or maybe you doing your job too well and they don't like that. You're outshining leadership. Or maybe they just don't like you. Maybe for whatever reason, various reasons, any reason. I don't think it's fair other than the fact of I don't think it's fair that you can lose your job based off of personnel issues, but life isn't fair. So I know firsthand a couple of times about personnel issues and getting fired. All right. Limited by time. So and we're going to talk about this in a second. So if you're trading time for dollars, it's only 24 hours in a day. So your income is limited by the time. And it's too dangerous. If you only have one source of income and you lose that income, then you're putting your family in a bind. And especially if you're a provider, if you have people depending on you, if you have a spouse, or if you have kids or parents that's depending on you, that is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous position to be in. All right. Your job can go out of business at no fault of your own. Just look at COVID right now. Look at the coronavirus. Prime example, real-time example. If you were only a waitress, if that's all you did, you're out of money. You're losing money. If you're a stylist or if you cut hair, your money was tremendously hit. Thank God for unemployment, but we don't want to be in a position where we're dependent on the government. All right, so definitely we need to focus on ways, even if you are a stylist or a waiter, or even if you own the restaurant, you always want to get multiple streams of income and never trust or depend on just one stream of income. All right, so it was a guy, a finance guru. He said some things kind of hurt my feelings. He's gonna remain nameless. But one of the things he teaches the cash flow quadrant. All right, and in the cash flow quadrant, it's the employee, which basically states the 4 different ways to make money. It's employee, meaning that you are trading time for dollars. Like you go to work, you go to work at 9, you get off at 5, you get paid from 9 to 5. Or you're self-employed, meaning basically you work 80 to 100 hours a week, and you get to keep what's left after the expenses. Basically, you own the job. A business owner is someone that has a system in place that will generate money without them physically being there. Like you think about going to a McDonald's, like you never actually seen Ray Kroc in there fixing your burgers. You never seen that, but that's what it is. All right, they got a system in place. Or the person who owns your local Chick-fil-A, you don't really see them. Well, you might see them, the local ones, but you don't see like the top dogs in there. Or and the fourth one is investor. So an investor, basically, they use their money to generate more money, and that's passive income. All right, so this both on the right side, business owner and investor, that can be considered passive income. That's the goal we want to get to regardless. We want to get from the left side to the right side, okay? So let's keep it going. If y'all got any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comments. I can see them. Emily, what's up? How you doing? I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna talk about you, Emily, towards the end. But you just made my day. What's going on, Miss Anidra? How you doing? All right, so let's keep it going. 90% of the world, 90% of the people, let's say roughly 90% of the world, 90% of the people make their money either as an employee or being self-employed. 90% makes their money either as an employee or being self-employed. The other 10%, they make their money as a business owner or an investor. This is the goal we want to get to. We want to either if we're on the left side, we want to focus on ways to get to that right side. All right, we want our money to work for us because our system because the money or the system does not get tired like we physically do. All right. This is some ways that you can create multiple streams of income. You can sell something. You need some fast cash. You can sell something that you're not using. You need some repeated cash. You can sell something repeatedly. You can wholesale stuff on Amazon. Amazon, what is it? Amazon FBA, they do drop shipping. You can sell stuff on eBay. I see the different people doing the flip challenges where they're going to the different yard sales and getting stuff for cheap and then putting it back on Amazon, or they're hitting the thrift stores or getting stuff for free. You can sell stuff. That's a way to create some additional money. Monetize your passion. If you're passionate about something, make it out of business. Go get your LLC done and start getting to the money. Monetizing your passion. If you got a thing for fashion, maybe you want to start making clothes. Or you got a thing for your homegirls, they always hitting you up to do their hair. Maybe you should start being a stylist. Part-time gig. Never get to the point where you feel like you can't work a part-time job. Never get to that point at all. No. If you need it, don't eat your pride, or don't eat the opinion based off what other people think. Get you a part-time job, or they even got it now where you can do flexible stuff, where you can do the Amazon Flex, where you taking packages to people's houses, or you can do the Uber or the Lyft or Instacart, where you're taking the groceries to people's house, or you can do the Uber Eats, where you're taking the food to people's house. It's multiple part-time positions out there, especially if you got goals you're trying to reach. Definitely look into that. You can create a product. If you want to be an author, you want to write a book, definitely do that. A lot of people, they know I wrote my book, so they share with me their desire to want to write a book. You can do that. If you're a singer, create an album. You can get paid passive income. That's the goal. Invest in real estate. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but real estate could be a good tool to help you create wealth. And diversify your portfolio. Diversify your investments. Definitely look for multiple ways to get to that bag. All right. Let's keep it going. Your number one goal, regardless of what it is that you do, your position in life, whether you got kids, whether you are a wife or a mother or husband or dad, your number one goal for your money should be to build wealth. Your money should be used to build wealth. Your money should be used to build wealth. Nothing else but that. Well, not nothing else, but you get what I'm saying. It should be a priority for you. It's to build wealth. Time is our most precious resource. The more money you have, the better chance you got at buying your time back. That's my number one goal. Like, I want to own and control my time. With the corona, what it has shown me is that, man, life is precious, and it's just an amazing experience just to sit at home and just be with my family without ripping and running or having to wake up early for work or anything like that. So if you get what I'm saying about this corona, man, just say something to me in the comments. If you use the corona time to basically build with your family, not taking anything against the people who are suffering from it, but just being able to use this time that we've been bestowed upon just to be with our family. And it's just giving me a glimpse of basically what the retirement life could possibly look like. So I want for myself, my family, and I want for you all to own and control your time. Whatever it is that you do or you want to do, I want you to have enough money where you can do just that, and you're not working at a job that you hate to provide for your lifestyle. All right. Manage your money. Let's talk about managing your money. Y'all got any questions? Just say something in the comments. What's going on, Miss Sonia Brown? I see you in the comments. Y'all got any questions? Just say something to me. We're going to talk about management right now. All right. So, budgeting, the art of directing your money before you get it instead of wondering where it went after it's all gone. All right. When the word budget comes to mind, so many people think about the fact of, oh man, I can't do this, I can't do that. They think restriction, which is not necessarily the best thing to think about. All right, when you hear the word budget, what needs to come to mind is a plan. That's all. That's it. That's when you hear budget, all the thing you need to think about is a plan. Having a plan for your money before you get it. Like, I used to be a firefighter, right? So one of the things we had to do as firefighters, depending on the area you was in, was you had to have a pre-plan of the different buildings or the different structures that was in your area. So if God forbid, if the building came in burning one day, you would know exactly where the fire hydrant was. You would know exactly the points of entry and exit. You would know where the people would be at, if where the chances of the people would be at. You know all this stuff ahead of time. So it's the same thing with our money. We know we got X amount of bills, or we know we got X amount of goals. So we need to direct our money instead of our money directing us. So whenever from here on out, when you hear the word budget, I need you to think about plan. When you hear the word budget, just plan. Oh, a plan for my money. A plan for my money. All right. Don't think restriction. All right. So one of the things I talk about with my clients, especially when we sit down, is we go over the cash flow, what's called your cash flow. All right. So the way that you get your cash flow is you list all of your income, and you should always be seeking ways to grow your income, always, nonstop, regardless of how much money you make. All right. So you take your income and you minus your expenses. Okay. And always seek ways to reduce your expenses. My first session with the client, this is what we work on, is the cash flow. All right, so the cash flow is basically our livelihood. It's what's left after the bills. All right. So the more cash flow we have, the greater chances that we can do what it is that we want to do with our money, and it's not going out to bills. Okay. Let's keep it going. So this is something I can tell you. More than likely, even though I haven't looked at your budget personally, more than likely, your biggest two expenses is housing and transportation across the board for the most part. Your biggest two expenses is housing and transportation. So let's look at what USA Today said. Millennials spend huge amount on rent, up to 45% of their income, age of 30. They're spending it on rent. All right, and transportation. New car buyers agreed to pay an average of $551 per month for 69 months. That's almost $1,000. This is what USA Today said. This is $40,000 that's being spent on wheels, and not to mention the 45% of our income that's being paid to rent. One, you build no equity as a renter. If you're renting, your goal should be to get into home ownership. All right. I can't say the value of your house will go up automatically, but I am saying that you have a greater chance to build equity as a homeowner than you do renting. All right, so that money that we're using to house ourselves, we need to use that to create equity for our own families and for our kids to come, instead of building equity for another family. Transportation. I see so many cars. I did a lot in my life, but I used to transport cars, right? That was the business I bought into. So as I was transporting cars, I would see a lot of high-end cars in the repo lot. I mean, like exotic cars. Like I've seen multiple Ferraris at the repo lot. I've seen Cadillac Escalades. I've transported Escalades. I've seen a bunch of Beamers, a bunch of Benzes. Like you a nice car that only impresses people who are broke or people who are close to poverty. Rich people know, or people who are well off know, if the majority of people driving luxury cars don't have a luxury style bank account or a luxury style life, or they're renting it. If you can really afford a nice car like that, you would buy it cash. You wouldn't just be getting the high interest rate loans to drive that car. So if the biggest expenses is going to housing and transportation, then we're not using that money to build generational wealth. All right. So my question to you is, does your current spending line up with your financial goals? So if you're a parent, I think it's safe to say that you have a goal that you want your kids to go to college, or you want the best education for your kids that's possible, or you want to provide the best lifestyle possible for your kids. All right. So I want to know, you should know to yourself, answer yourself, does your current spending line up with your financial goals? All right. Generational wealth. It's hard. It's darn near impossible to build generational wealth if all of your money is going to rent and a car. Like I said, people make a commitment to almost, USA Today is saying people make a commitment to almost $40,000. And this is just a 5-year term. Like, think about the people who always keep a new car. Like, I think it's possible for people to have they even have loans that's going like 8 years and above now. So that's like a kid starting elementary school and making it during their high school that people have a car payment. So that's if they do this for 10 years based on what USA Today is saying, that's almost $80,000 that's going just to a car. All right. So we gotta shift that. We gotta shift the expenses and shift that to building wealth for our families. All right. Are y'all enjoying anything I'm saying tonight? I feel like I can't see the comments like Facebook Live. So just say something to me, man. Let me know if I'm talking to y'all or not. All right. Tell me if it's good to you. If I'm stepping on your toes or anything, just let me know. Tell me in the comments. All right. Let's keep it going. Top ways to waste money. Paying rent, number one. So me and my wife have personally seen the benefits of owning a home. Like it's an amazing thing to have equity in your home where you can sell, and if you decide to sell, you're getting a check. Or just the peace of mind of not having a landlord saying, you gotta go. I'm gonna give you a couple of weeks, but you gotta go. I'm selling the place. Or just to have not neighbors like on top of us. Like I've been in my small apartment, like the walls seem to be really thin because I can hear my neighbors doing things that I probably shouldn't be hearing. All right. So let's go back to this new car. It's another top way that we just talked about it, right? So we only talk about the note from the USA Today, but think about the insurance. And then you got maintenance on average. That's what USA Today is saying. Average maintenance on a new car, $9. Or insurance is about $170. And this is with a good driving record. Now, imagine if you got a ticket or accident. So altogether, this is $767 that's going to a car. Just imagine if you can put that same $767 into an investment account for your kids, and especially if they're young. We want to talk about that a little bit more later too. Or just think about if you can take that $767 and pay off more debt, or use that to save or build wealth for yourself. All right. So that's another way to waste money. So another one, number 3, bad credit. If you have bad credit, it's costing you more money just for the regular everyday things. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just the way life is. So if me and you go to get a car, they're gonna charge me less money for the loan just because I have better credit, or whoever has the best credit. So if you have bad credit, you need to sit down and focus on ways to increase that credit score. All right. And you can do it yourself. You don't have to hire a company to send letters for you. High interest debts was number 4. Making payments on luxury items robs your ability to create wealth. So just think, if you don't have the money, or somebody don't have the money and they just say, oh, let's just put it on a credit card, that is not a good thing to do. So if you don't have the money, you don't need to be using a credit card. You should only use a credit card to build your credit score for when you really need it. You shouldn't be living a life of luxury on credit. This is what we do as a society, and this is why our debts is so high. So don't consume on luxury items on high interest money. All right, like an average credit card can be anywhere from 15 to 25% based on credit, or possibly even on up to 30%. All right, so don't swipe and then figure out how you're gonna pay for it later. Vacations. Forbes says the average cost per person for a vacation is $1,108. So just think about your timeline. Just think about when you were before Corona. You would scroll your timeline during the summer. You will see all these people, all these different places. They all in Europe. They all in Miami Beach. They all in even Dubai. The average person is spending over $1,000 for a vacation. But if we double back, also the average person don't even have $1,000 saved. Like, I think it's only 4 out of 10 Americans have $1,000. So this is 6 out of 10 people that don't have at least $1,000 saved, but yet they can find $1,000 to go on vacation. This is why building wealth should be a priority for your money. The number one goal. If you don't take away anything else from watching this, from being with me tonight, you should know that your number one goal for your money is to build wealth. All right, and number 6, I got wrong relationships. Whether it's family, you doing stuff for your family that you shouldn't be doing that's costing you money, and more than likely they know that you got a big heart. But the thing about big hearts, they make for easy targets. So being in the wrong position with certain family members can cost you a lot of money. A mate, a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend. Sometimes even in married, you got married, it costs you a lot of money. So staying in relationships that's unhealthy, whether it's family or your spouse, that can cost a lot. Friends, certain friends, same thing as family. They know you got a big heart, so they might come to you because they know you're gonna come up off that money. All right. So wrong relationships cost a lot. Even employment. Just think about you working a job that you hate. Even if the money is pretty decent, if you hate that job, it's gonna affect your health. It's gonna affect your blood pressure. It's gonna affect your health. Period. Like they say most heart attacks happen on Monday mornings between the hours of 7 and 9. And I don't think that's a coincidence. All right. So definitely think about some wrong relationships or some relationships that you can cut. All right. How we doing out there? Y'all talking to me? Miss Corbett said I got some good info. Okay, there the comments go. Y'all talk to me. Let me know. All right. So how much are you saving? Think about how much income you're making right now. Ask yourself, how much are you saving? You shouldn't be working these jobs, working these hours, driving in this traffic, putting this now even going out, putting your life on the line and not keeping none of the money that you're out there working for. All right. I just said $1,000 emergencies will push a lot of Americans into debt. Like they don't have $1,000, even as working adults. It's not a good thing to be a working adult and can't put your hands on $1,000, especially if you've been working for years. All right, one of the concepts I talk about in the book is the 1925 principle, right? So you can save your first $1,000 within a year as long as you save $19.25 per year. All right. So if you're an adult and you can't reach out and put your hands on $1,000 right now, that should be one of your top goals, is to save your first of $1,000. All right. So what happens with some people is they get some savings, something comes up, they see, and what I mean by something comes up is they see an item on sale, right? So they say, oh man, I got to get this item while it's on sale. I'm about to save me some money. Well, that's not the right thinking to have. One, if you didn't necessarily need that item, you didn't save anything, you spent. All right. And so one of the things I consider you can kind of keep a barrier between you and your money is having an online savings account. All right. Online savings account. You can't get to it. You can't readily access it so fast. All right. So with the online savings, it could take like a day or so to transfer to and from whatever account you have it linked to. So I would highly advise you to get an online savings account. All right. So you can visit bankrate.com. The main thing, it's harder for you to double dip. And one of the second benefits is it pays a higher interest rate than what you're getting right now with a traditional brick and mortar online savings account. All right, automate your savings. If you work a job and you get a paycheck, go to your HR department after you open up this online savings account and tell them you want X amount of dollars to go into your savings account. It can be a percentage. Like what I used to do is I used to do a percentage. So as the paycheck goes up and down, it always make sure, it always makes sure it gets the right amount to go into your savings. And you can also do a dollar amount. One of the jobs I had, I did $28.28 to come out of every check. So the number 28 stands for that's the day me and my wife got married. That's the day we started dating. That's the day I closed on my house. I also quit a job on the 28th. So the 28 is a special number to us. So I did 28 for every check. It wasn't big enough to feel, but after a few checks, it's like, okay, I got a couple $100 over here. So consider automating. I would highly advise you to do that. your emergency fund. You need to have at least 6 to 12 months worth of expenses and savings that you do not touch. If you have not learned from this coronavirus that you need to save your money, then I don't know what to tell you. If you don't build your savings account after this coronavirus, if you don't save after this, then you're gonna be struggling financially for a good minute. I can promise you that. If you ain't learned nothing else from Corona, know that you need to have that emergency fund. It's definitely needed. Before they was talking about 6 months, but now you can easily say it needs to be a year. All right, and you should know, if I ask you how much you need for an emergency for your emergency fund, you should tell me the exact dollar. You should know that. All right, so let's keep going. Y'all liking the information so far? Like I said, let me know if you're liking the information so far, if it's worth your time. So, like I said before, one of the reasons why people don't save is they feel like they don't make enough to save, right? They feel like they don't make enough to save, so they save nothing. But like I said before, the 1925 principle. If you take the age you were when you first started working, let's say you started working at the age of 16, right? And now let's say you're 36 years old. If you would have saved $19.25 per week, you would have right now to this day at least $20,000 in savings just from saving one $20 bill every week. So why people don't do that is because they feel like they don't make enough to save, so they don't save anything at all. That's not the right thing to do. We need to get in the habit of saving, regardless of how small it is. The small, consistent dollar always, 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 always adds up. It's the habit of saving. It's not necessarily the amount. You want to get in the habit of keeping something, keeping a portion of everything that you traded your time for. All right, let's keep going. Maximize your money. Let's talk about it. Let's get to it. All right. So let me say this very clearly. All right. So Charles Ponzi, right? He was made famous. What he did, I'm gonna give you the short version because we're running close on time. What he did was he created a system to where, and he was using postage stamps, I believe. He was using a system where people would put in their money, they would invest their money, right? But the new money, the new investors paid the early investors. So this is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. If anyone is asking you to get into an organization where you put your money in up front, and the way you get your money back is from other people putting their money into it, that is a Ponzi scheme. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a Ponzi scheme. If you put your money in, let's say $100, and then you get 8 other people to put in $100, and that's when you get your money back, that's a Ponzi scheme. So definitely know what a Ponzi scheme is. All right, know what it is. So now you know that this is worth the price right here. Do not invest your money in anything that's based off of you convincing other people to put their money up. All right, so now you know what a Ponzi scheme is, regardless of what people try to label certain things. This is a Ponzi scheme. So know the difference. All right. I had like maybe 3 or 4 people try to hit me up, but I know better. Okay, so you should too. All right, don't put no money into anything that the way you get your money back is by getting other people to put money in. All right, don't do that. All right, inflation. So the value of the dollar drops 3% per year on average. So real quick, it's something called fiat currency, right? So back before like the 19, I think it's 71, somewhere in the 70s, they took the dollar off of the gold standard. So the dollar bill was backed by gold, but now it's just backed by the government. So what the government does is it prints more money. And as it prints more money is in circulation, the value of the dollar drops. Like just think about the stimulus. Like they put a whole lot of money into the economy. They're about to do it again. So as they do this, right, the value of the dollar is going to drop. All right, because it's more of it, and it's not necessarily more gold that's being created. Like, you can't print gold. Okay, so based off of inflation, we need to invest our money so that our money grows at a rate higher than inflation, right? So what is investment? Investment. The investment is the action or process of investing your money for profit or material result. So you want to invest in things that you feel like you will not lose the principal amount. The principal amount is basically the money that you put up or you put into it. So if you put $1,000 into it, you want to put it in something where you feel like the $1,000 is going to be safe. All right. And you won't lose that. So let's keep it going. Acquire your assets. Okay. This is the time right now in life where, and it's always time for you to be building your assets, building your own financial portfolio. All right. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's a major thing. You need to own a home. All right. And after it, you want to own it free and clear, meaning that it's no mortgage on it. It's debt free. All right. Just think about what kind of position you would be in life right now if you didn't have to pay for your housing, or if you can give your kids a place to stay for free, or your grandkids. Remember, they said 45%. USA Today said 45% of people's income is going to rent. So what if they can take that 45% and put it into the stock market, or put it into investing, other investments, or other real estate? All right. So build your assets. You build no equity as a renter. All right. So lump sum, right? I suggest people have a lump sum of cash. You can do this. I personally suggest you consider a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA basically meaning Senator Roth. He was the guy. He proposed this that you pay the taxes up front, so your money can grow. You can get that tax free. All right, because you already paid the taxes up front. It's a Roth 401k, or if you work for the state. It could be a Roth 457, like a emergency service, like a firefighter or a cop. You could have a 457, or if you work for if you're work for a nonprofit, you would have a 403b. All numbers are just tax codes, but you want to make sure you focus on that Roth, or building. If you don't want to go with the Roth, that's fine too. Just have something. All right. Also, you want to have your personal savings. You want to reach out and touch your personal savings. All right. Low cost S&P 500 index fund, stock account, as I put. So Warren Buffett, which is the greatest investor of our time, he advises people to get into a low cost S&P 500 index fund. So what that is, Standard & Poor's, they rank the top 500 companies. And what you can do is you can buy a small percentage of the top 500 companies, and it's low cost. So you're not getting hit with a lot of fees. So your money is staying your money. All right. Like, I put y'all on game with this. One of the things me and the wife are doing with our son is we're starting him an account now at a young age, right? From the time he was born. And the way I started that account was saving $1 bills and loose change. And I came up with, I think it was like $18.50. So I put that money up to start his account, right? Into this low-cost S&P 500 index fund. You can pick your different brokers depending on, what kind of things you like, what kind of things you're looking for in the brokers, right? So if we never touch that 1850 again, let's say we just put it in there and we never did it again, based off of compound interest, that same money would be 10 grand by the time he graduates. And remember, we talked about inflation. So you want your money to grow. Like, money that's just sitting under your mattress, you're losing money that way. So you want something safe where you can grow your money. The low cost S&P 500 index fund. This is what Warren Buffett suggests people do. This is what I suggest people do based off of Warren Buffett. So definitely look into it. All right, passive income. Definitely you got to have some passive income. Rental properties. If you own a home, you can buy another one, rent it out. People are always renting. Dividend payments. This is what you can get from owning stocks. Interest payments, money that you can make money from your money. Remember, I talked about the online account. That's just one form. You can do another thing called like peer-to-peer lending, where you can charge interest on your money. Like, you can beat a bank. You can be an angel investor depending on how much money you got. You can invest in other businesses depending on how much money you save. Royalty payments. This is the same concept as you can get that from writing an album, writing a book. It's just a great form of passive income. Retirement. So a lot of times I ask people, how old do you have to be to retire? Well, the answer is retirement is not an age, but it's a dollar amount. So you have to figure out how much money you need to retire. And all of these things on this screen right here, I highly suggest that these are things that you aim and shoot for. A free and clear home, a lump sum of cash, and a passive income that's still coming in. In retirement, you can retire as soon as your finances will allow. You don't have to be, 80, 90 years old to retire. You can retire as soon as your money will allow. So definitely focus on ways to build that money right now. All right. So what's next? We want to know what's next. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. This is the make, manage, and maximize. So let's say, hey man, if you're out there and you're saying, hey, I really like what you're talking about. How can I work with you? I want to, help with my finances. I need some accountability. I've been trying to do my finances by myself. It's not really working. So what's next? If you want to work with me, my next class is going to begin July 12th, 2020. I'm doing a 6-week personal finance course, like a boot camp style. Every week, we're going to talk about different things, and I'm going to show y'all on the next slide what we're going to be talking about. Private Facebook community, financial accountability, and direct access to me. Whichever, if you got a question real quick, you want to know something, whatever it is, you can reach out to me. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you. So if you want to do my next Cycle Breakers Academy, this is for everybody who's tired of being broke. You stressed out financially, you ready to experience more financial options. You want to travel, you want to get to home, you want to start your own business, you want to stop, that struggle, that payment arrangement. All right. You want to build your credit, you want to get some money, you want to get some good sleep, better living. So this is all for you. So, okay, I know what you think. You want to know, how much does this cost? We're going to get to that on the next slide. Let me tell you about the outline first. All right. So this is the course outline. Week 1, we're going to talk about cash flow. We're going to go through your budget line by line to figure out ways that we can increase your cash flow. Remember, we talked about that at the beginning. Increasing the cash flow, we want to increase your income and decrease your expenses. All right, so we're going to create your budget, and we're going to go line by line by line to figure out every dollar that we can to squeeze into that cash flow to make it bigger. All right, next week, zero balance. We're going to talk about ways to reduce debt. So remember, I talked about me and the wife, we dropped $80,000 in debt. Well, we did that based off of certain strategies. So we're gonna be covering that in our zero balance week. All right, stash and stack. All right, a lot of people struggle with saving, so we're gonna be talking about simple ways that you can stick to your savings goals. I just had a client of mine. She hit me up right before I started. Literally, she saved her first $1,000. Well, not first, but she saved $1,000 in less than 30 days. We're working with me. And I'm going to put that post up in the Facebook group so y'all can see that. I'm happy. It made my day. 700 Club. We're going to be talking about credit in detail. What is FICO? What is FICO? What reports to the credit bureaus? What doesn't? How do I cover building my credit? Well, what about how do I get a credit card? We're going to be talking about credit. The goal of that week is to get you in a position to where you can build your credit to 700 or better. All right. Acquiring assets. We're going to explore the stock options. We're going to explore different investment options, but definitely stocks. We're not going to be talking about optioning stocks, but we're going to talk about how to set up a brokerage account, how to buy stocks, what stocks to look at. Also, real estate. We're going to be talking about how to buy your first home or maybe an investment property. How much money do you need to put down? So we're going to talk about various ways to acquire assets. All right, an end game. In game, we're going to be talking about ways to identify and prepare for retirement. How much money do you need? We're gonna go over that, and it's going to be tailored to you. All right, how much money do you need specifically to come in every month to maintain the quality of life that you all like? So, how much does it cost? All right. So the next Cycle Breakers Academy is going to be starting July 12th. All right. So like I said, it's going to be 6 weeks of group training. I just covered all the weeks. So we're going to have a private, not my regular one, not Financial Fundamentals, but we're going to have another private Facebook community. You're going to have weekly challenges, weekly check-ins. You're going to have books I need you to read or listen to. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right. Also, you can hit me up directly for whatever questions you might have through email, through text, through whatever questions you need, you can get me. All right. So the number of people I'm choosing to work with this next batch is going to be limited. All right. So it's going to be an investment of $297. So why is it $297? It's because I need people who's going to actually do what I tell them to do or advise them to do. I don't need people just listening to me just to listen and say, oh, that's good, that's dope, and then don't do anything. So, and also I'm putting in my time. I'm putting in a lot of time developing this stuff, making sure making sure your goals are being hit. So definitely, like I said, I just helped somebody save $1,000 in like a couple weeks. So if I can help you save anything greater than the $297, then I think you will be winning. Or if I can help you, get a cheaper interest rate because your credit is now higher, that's definitely worth the $297. Or if you just sacrifice going out to eat a few times, or maybe you didn't go on one trip so you can increase your finances, or I can help you pay off some debt, or if I can help you, stick to a budget to where you're not wasting and blowing your money every week, it's definitely worth the $297, I feel. But here's the thing. So up until July 5th or until the slots are filled, whichever comes first, you will be able to get the 6 weeks training, the private Facebook group, the accountability, the weekly check-ins, the homework, all that good stuff, but not the $297, but for $147. All right, $147. So I think this is a deal. So you're getting over half off from now up until July 5th, or up until the slots are filled, whichever ones comes first. All right. So how to join? Here's the link. DarylWBoyles.com/cycle breakers. See if I can put this in the chat. Boom. So this is how you join. DarylWBoyles.com/cycle breakers is $147, 6 weeks. It's gonna be you and me. It's gonna be accountability. No sugar coating stuff, just straight shooter. I need you to do everything. So I'm definitely gonna be on you. All right. This is what a lot of people need, accountability. All right. So hope to see y'all in one of those slots. I hope to see that. I hope to see y'all. So that's it, man. How did y'all enjoy tonight? Did y'all enjoy tonight? What y'all think about everything? Talk to me in the comments. Shoot me a message. Holler at me in the chat. I'll be in the comments for around a little bit. Like I said, man, I definitely hope to see y'all in the 6-week course. I work with people one-on-one, but I want to help. I want to help more people. So this is why I'm focusing on doing the group, and this is why the price is going to be cut for now. The half off, over half off, the 147 up until the slots are filled, or up until July 5th, whichever one comes first. But hope y'all enjoyed tonight. I've been going for almost an hour. I didn't know I was gonna be this long, but hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see y'all coming up. It's gonna start July 12th. That's when it's gonna start, and that's it, man. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all want a copy of this video, I might shoot it out. I don't know yet. We're gonna see. So just holler at me, maybe. We'll see. But thanks. Hope y'all have a good night and stay safe, and I'll definitely see all of you all next time. Peace out.